Dear students, today we'll see what do we mean by maximum power transfer theorem, and in that we'll see the statement of the theorem, and after the statement we'll solve one example, and after the example we will see one experiment on maximum power transfer theorem. How is this maximum power transfer theorem is verified practically? So let's start with the topic. Topic is maximum power transfer theorem. Now let's see first the statement. We'll understand the statement. So the statement is the maximum power transfer theorem states that in a linear bilateral network, maximum power is delivered to the load when the load resistance is equal to the internal resistance of the source, that is the internal resistance of the circuit, or it is the equivalent resistance of the circuit. So here it can be seen like that. We are having a circuit, we'll be having a circuit here. Now this circuit will be connected to a load. This load resistance is RL. Now this circuit will have its own source and it will have its equivalent resistance. What you see from here, it will have its equivalent resistance. Now if this equivalent resistance becomes equal to the load resistance, if this equivalent resistance of the circuit is equal to the load resistance, in that condition only, whatever power is delivered from the source to the load will be maximum, and that maximum condition, the maximum power will be delivered only when the effective resistance of the circuit or the effective resistance of the source, that is the circuit, is equal to the resistance of the load. So this is the case for maximum power transfer theorem. So let's see this circuit again, and here we have shown a simple source here. This is the source of the circuit. This is the effective resistance of the source, that is the effective resistance of the circuit, and here is the load. This is the load. Now we can say that maximum power from this circuit can be delivered to the load only when the resistance, that is the effective resistance of the circuit, or the internal resistance of the circuit, or internal resistance of the source, is equal to the resistance of the load. Now when RS is equal to RL, maximum power will get transferred from source to load. This is what the basic statement says. Now this effective resistance can be calculated if you see from this terminal of the load inside the circuit. If you see inside the circuit, the effective resistance, that is here whatever we have marked as RS, that can be calculated. The other way to do it is we can follow a Thevenin's theorem, and in Thevenin's theorem we can reduce a complex circuit to a small circuit where we can have a voltage source in series with resistance. That resistance will be the effective resistance of the circuit, and if that resistance is made equal to the load resistance, then there will be a maximum power transfer. So that view also we can have for this simple statement. We can have even that view. So let's see that view also. So here you can see this is a circuit shown first. Now this is the complex circuit shown here, and after this is the complex circuit shown here, and this circuit will be converted to Thevenin circuit, that is it will be reduced to a source and a resistance. So this is the Thevenin source and this is the Thevenin's resistance. Now the full big circuit is been reduced to a source in series with resistance. This resistance will be nothing but the effective resistance of the circuit. Now when this resistance value, that is the effective resistance value, becomes to the resistance value of the load, so here we are having load, then in that case the maximum power transfer can take place from source to load. Now this is how another view to see the effective resistance of circuit to calculate the effective resistance of the circuit can be stated. Now here with the same statement we will go ahead and see the expression for it. The original two-terminal circuit is replaced with a Thevenin's equivalent circuit across the variable load resistance. The current through the load for any value of load resistance is IL is equal to VTH upon RTH plus RL. So this we can get, that is the expression for the current from the previous circuit. Here you can see this is the voltage VTH. So VTH is the voltage upon our resistance is the combined resistance of this for this loop. So when you add RTH plus RL, now this is voltage upon resistance for that loop, and this will give you the current. This is what we have shown in this expression. So the load current is nothing but the voltage upon the combined resistance of the loop. So here we have shown it. Now after getting the current, if you want to calculate the power, so power will be nothing but square of current into the resistance. So if you want to know the power absorbed by the load, then it should be load current square multiplied by RL. Now load current expression we will substitute from here, and we will get this expression here for the power at the load. Okay. Now this, from the other expression, the power delivered depends upon the value of RTH, that is the Thevenin's resistance, that is the effective resistance, and RL, that is load resistance. However, as the Thevenin's equivalent is a constant, the power delivered from this equivalent source to the load entirely depends on the load resistance RL. To find the exact value of RL, we apply, this is important, to find the exact value of the load resistance RL, we apply differentiation to the load power PL with respect to RL, and equating it to 0, we can get the exact value of RL. So here you can do that, and we can see that if you differentiate RL with respect to RL, this is what we are doing here, and then replacing that in the complete equation here, whatever we have got earlier, and equating it to 0, we can reduce it to this, and we can show that RL is equal to the Thevenin's resistance. This is what is the condition for maximum power transfer. Therefore, this is the condition of matching the load where the maximum power transfer occurs when the load resistance is equal to the Thevenin's resistance of circuit. By substituting the Thevenin's resistance is equal to load resistance in the previous equation, we get the maximum power delivered to the load as. So here you can see the maximum power delivered to the load. So this is the expression for the load current square into RL. Okay. Now in this we will put RL is equal to RTH. RL is equal to RTH, or that is RL is equal to the effective resistance of the circuit, or RL is equal to RS as we have seen in the first diagram. So if you substitute this RTH by RL or RL by RTH, okay, then so here in this case we will substitute RL by RTH, and then if you reduce that, we will get the expression of maximum power as VTH square. We get maximum power P max is equal to VTH square upon 4 RTH. That is nothing but, if you see the first circuit, this was nothing but P max will be equal to Vs square, okay, upon 4 RL. You can have also this, you can have also RTH, because RTH is equal to RL. So this will be the expression for your maximum power. Okay. As far as this theorem is concerned, our main statement we have to remember, and that statement says that in a linear bilateral network, maximum power is delivered to the load when the load resistance is equal to the equivalent resistance looking back into the network from the terminals where the load is connected. Or in an easy language, maximum power is delivered from a source to load when the load resistance is equal to the source resistance Okay, so this is the simple statement. When the load resistance is equal to the source resistance, maximum power can be delivered to the load. So here you can see total power transfer from the source is PT is equal to I square and the combined R as shown in the first statement here. So here you can see I square into combined R, that is nothing but 2 into I square RL. Hence the maximum power transfer theorem expresses the state at which the maximum power is delivered to the load, that is when the load resistance is equal to the Thevenin's equivalent resistance, which is nothing but the effective resistance looking back into the circuit from the load terminals. That will be the resistance, and if the load resistance is equal to that, then there will be a maximum power transfer to the load from the source. Now here we will take one example so that we can show how to use this theorem, how to use this maximum power transfer and find out the values. So here we can have a circuit. Okay, now we can have a circuit like this, and we'll have a voltage source here, voltage source, and here we will have our load resistance RL. Okay, so this is our load resistance RL, and this is the effective resistance RS, which can be 75 ohms, and this will be our voltage VTH, or if we can name it as voltage also, this will be 10 volts. Okay, now in the given figure, determine the load power for the values of the load resistance. Now if the load resistance here, if it is say 25 ohms, okay, now for this, how much is the power delivered, that if you want to calculate, then here the solution says that, okay, here solution says that your current which is flowing through the circuit, first we have to find out that will be given as IL is equal to VTH upon RS plus RL. Okay, so this is your IL, and then PL, that is a load power, will be given as IL square into RL. Now here if you take RL as 25 ohms, then we can write this as IL is equal to VTH is 10 volt, RS is 75 ohms plus RL is 25 ohms. This is nothing but 10 upon 100. This is nothing but 0.1 ampere. Now PL is equal to I square, that is IL square into RL. So it is nothing but 0.1 square into RL is 25. This is nothing but 0.25 watts. 0.25 watts. So this is the load power calculated. So this was one example what we can show how to find the power which is delivered to the load. Now then we'll go to see the experiment on maximum power transfer theorem, which we have to do in the lab. So here we can have an experiment on maximum power transfer theorem. So we can name this as our experiment on maximum power transfer theorem, and the aim of this experiment will be, we can have the aim as construct and verify maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, now here we can have a circuit for the practical. We'll have a source, voltage source, and we'll have a resistance which will be the resistance of the circuit. Okay, now this will be our main circuit, and in this circuit, when we want to measure the current which is flowing through the circuit, for that we will put an ammeter here in series so that we can measure the current. So this ammeter value will be 0 to 100 milliamperes, and let this resistance of the circuit be 1 kilo ohms. Let this voltage source V in, okay, V in be from RPS, and that will be around 10 volts. Okay, and then we will have a load resistance here, and load resistance we will keep it as variable load resistance plus minus RL from a decayed resistance box, and across the load we'll have this voltmeter in which we can measure the voltage across the load. So this is nothing but the load voltage, and this is nothing but the current which is flowing in the load. So here we can have a voltmeter, and that voltmeter range can be 0 to 30 volt, and this is how we can form a circuit. Now in this circuit, what operation we are going to do is, how we are going to operate the circuit is, we'll keep this voltage constant at 10 volt, and we know that the resistance of the circuit is 1 kilo, and then we have to show that the power delivered from the source to the load, is maximum when this 1 kilo ohm resistance is equal to the load resistance, So to prove that, we have to go on varying the load resistance from say 100 ohms, okay, 100 ohms, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 1K, we should also come at 1K, and then we should go above 1K also, 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, 6K, and we should show that when this resistance is equal to 1K, which is the same value as the internal resistance of the circuit, then at that time the power delivered at the load will be maximum. Now in that case, we have to maintain an observation table which can be seen like this. So here we can have an observation table, okay, and in this observation table we can have the observation table as serial number, we can have load or resistance RL in ohms, we can have load current IL in milliamperes, we can have load voltage across the load in volts, and then we can have output power given as P out is equal to VL, that is the load, whatever we see load voltage in the voltmeter, multiplied by the current reading what we see in the ammeter. Okay, now here if you start these readings, so we can give an example of these readings as the first reading is when the load resistance is 100 ohms. Or calculate or see or note down the current and voltage. So approximately the current, that is the load current, will be around 8.33, and the load voltage will be 1.66. If you multiply them, you will get power as 13.88 milliwatts. This is in milliwatts because the current is in milliampere. Then we can have a second reading where we can change the load resistance to 400 ohms. In that case, we will get the load current as 7.14, voltage as 2.85, and then the power will be around 20.39 milliwatts. We can take the third reading for 600 ohms, and for 600 ohms we can see the load current as 6.25. You can see load voltage as 3.75, and the power will be 23.43 milliwatts. You can take the fourth reading of 800 ohms. Then the load current for that approximately will be 5.55. Load voltage will be 4.44. Then the output power will be 24.87. Then you can take the fifth reading, which is the most important reading for 1 kilo ohms. 1 kilo ohms, that is 1000 ohms. Then here the load current will be around 5 milliamperes, and the load voltage will be around 5 volt, and the output power will be 25 milliwatts. Then sixth reading, you can again go ahead after the matching of the load resistance, 2 kilo ohms. In that case, you will get IL as 3.33, then voltage as 6.66, then the power will be 22.11. Then we can take seventh reading as 3 kilo ohm. In that we can see that the load current is 2.50, the voltage is 7.55, and the power is 18.87. Then we can go to a last reading, eighth one, for 4 kilo ohm, and then for that the load current will be 2.00, the load voltage will be 8.00, and the power will be 16.00. So many readings are enough to show that. Now here our internal resistance of circuit was 1 kilo ohm, that is the effective resistance of the circuit was 1 kilo ohm. So when we keep the load resistance as 1 kilo ohm, we can see in this reading, the power here is 25 milliwatts. 25 milliwatts, which is the highest power in all the readings. So it says that when the load resistance is 1 kilo ohm, that is when it is equal to the 1 kilo ohm resistance of the circuit, as we have seen in here, when the load is equal to this internal resistance of 1 kilo ohm, when that matches, then the power reading is maximum here. Power reading is maximum. Before that you can see it is less, and after that also you can see it is less. So the power is maximum when the load resistance is equal to the effective resistance of the circuit looking back from the terminals of the load. So when the internal resistance is equal to the load resistance, then only maximum power is transferred from source to load. This is how we can verify the maximum power transfer theorem. Okay. Thank you, students.